Hey everyone, welcome back. I have with me here I have two special guests with me here today. I've talked quite a bit about Polka Gold. One of my favorite, it is my favorite HODL, my favorite HODL coin, my favorite HODL token. There are a number of reasons I talk about there. But I have with me here two guys from the team, Eric and Don. And I'm going to pull down this banner for a second because it hid their names. Not that one, but this one. There we go. Don, Maruda, and Eric. How you guys doing?
Pretty good. How about you?
Doing good.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for setting this up. I am long on Polka Gold, and so with this launch today, or July 19th, whether you're watching this on the night of Friday or the morning or the day of July 19th, depends. We have this launch of Dalgo, which is a meme token that is backed by Polka Gold, and I've been talking about it on the show. So I'm really excited to have you guys both on. Tell me a little bit about yourself. We can go one by one, and what got you involved with the project.
I can kick it off.
Go ahead.
Basically, I got introduced by Ash's channel, Market Mobster. That was from the very start. So I just chipped in to buy a few tokens as a bit of a gamble, as a lot of crypto investors do. But then I started to research the project a bit more and what it does and what it means. And I actually found out it's kind of unique in its kind, in the sense that all tokens are released on its inception, which is already something very rare, and you have the maximum supply. So these two factors can influence the dilution of the value of such a coin, and basically only Bitcoin measures it in the terms of how it's built. So I got super excited and went from there.
That is pretty cool. It's fun to do back and forth a little bit. That's one of the things that interested me about it a lot as well. And I think it's hard for if you're a newbie and you don't understand everything, but the tokens are locked in a smart contract along with Algorand liquidity, and that's locked. So and there's no team tokens or anything like that. So in order for you to get some Polka Gold, you have to buy it, or you have to buy some that somebody already bought. And that is similar to Bitcoin, where everything had to be mined, or some of these other, fair start type of proof of work coins, which is, we're going way back in my early days here. I remember when Ethereum started, that was like a pre-mined scam coin. This is a pre-mined scam coin. Anyway, go ahead.
You can go back to the Fed, right? The Federal Reserve. If you want to talk about a scam, they can print the dollars out of nothing, right? So that's what is the difference here. Yeah,
it is the difference, and that's the thing that people don't understand too. And I think a guy got it yesterday. I was talking to him on my feed. Oh, the dollar is this, and you got to understand, man. 90% of the U.S. dollar is already digital. I'm sure it's the same for the euro. You're there in Amsterdam. 90% of the euro, or a very high percentage of the euro, it's already digital. They do whatever they want with it, and then they can dilute the heck out of you. At least with Bitcoin, at least with Polka Gold, they can't do that. They can't just dilute you.
It's locked.
It's locked. And since they're not lending it, I mean, obviously, if someone can set up their own deal, but they can't mess with the interest rates either. So,
yeah, that's what the amazing thing about it. And the other thing, what interested me, what you also mentioned a little bit just now, is the liquidity, right? So basically, what they did is they kind of pegged the Polka Gold value to Algo USDT, which is dollars, and euros, which is euros. Basically, to give a simple example, let's say you peg the dollar with the euro, right? And tomorrow the dollar doubles in value and the euro stays the same. Because it's pegged in that pool, then automatically some of the dollars will get sold and euros get bought to gain the same equilibrium. So that's also what's happening with Polka Gold. Like if Algo goes up, then automatically some of the Algo in that pool will get sold to buy Polka Gold. So even if nobody's buying Polka Gold, but people are buying Algo or USDT or euros, then Polka Gold automatically goes up. It's crazy. And the other way around, it's also a safety net. Because, for example, if Polka Gold would go down, then this locked liquidity will automatically sell Algorand or USDT or euros to buy Polka Gold. So it's kind of built as a tank.
It's really what got me. Go ahead, Don.
Yeah, no, sorry to interject, but
No, it's perfect. It's your turn.
We call it a golden tank, and that reserves all the locked and burned liquidity. So in regards to the euro, it's actually with the Stasis coin. It's the biggest issue over Europe, right? And apart from USDC pair, so stay. And what else is there? You know, big ethos in crypto, as your and Eric, is don't trust, verify. And in Polkagold, we love that, right? So, for example, a vestige.fi, you could see all the liquidity. So there's different segments. Some are locked for 10, 15, 20 years respectively, right? So those, just audience know, those lockup periods are what's going to the DOT treasury, right? Because the whole premise of this project is to synergize two blue chip coins, Algorand and Polkadot.
So
right?
let's take that out of the box a little bit. And I want you to, as well, when you're talking, maybe move closer to the computer and let's see if that helps a little bit. Maybe if the mic, maybe that's part of that, because you're just breaking up just a little bit. So when you talked about the DOT treasury, so, you know, I have been talking about it, but let's talk a little bit about that mechanism. What is that? The DOT, what is the DOT?
So DOT is Polka, right? That's a coin. The ticker is
Polkadot. Yep.
Yes, Polkadot, correct. So that project, if you know, aren't aware, its founder is Dr. Gavin Wood, who was one of the of Ethereum, branched off and made his own project. Super successful project. They're known for their parachains. Amazing technology as well. So the premise of Polkagold came about during an interview with Dr. Gavin Wood in the Kusumerian, because Wood, you know, said he would for the DOT treasury to have a diverse set of assets, whether it was gold, bonds, you know, just like they have in USDT and USDC, right? So now with Polkagold, again, you know, it's built on Algorand. So a lot of people ask, they're like, okay, it's built on, you know, Polkadot, or like, that's a big thing that buzzes around, you know, that we see. And, you know, once again, it was chosen specifically to be built on Algorand, their impeccable track record. And what do I mean? They have zero downtime, zero hacks, you know, zero failed transactions. And I don't know if recently they made a big commercial. It was about, how long ago was it, Eric? The commercial?
I think it was a month or a half ago. It was this kind of famous commercial they made about in a supermarket where basically people were trying to buy groceries with all kinds of cryptocurrencies. It was super funny. You have to check it out if you want to see it. Where somebody tries to buy his groceries with Bitcoin, and then you're waiting for 30 minutes to the transactions to go through. Somebody wants to buy with Ethereum, and then they say like, sorry, it's going to cost you a double in gas fees. Yeah. And somebody tries to buy in Sol, and then and the transaction gets blocked, right? And then somebody comes with Algorand, and look, goes. No failure whatsoever. It's
well, one of the things I like about Algorand as well is it comes from Italy, right? My wife is Italian, and I just think that we get a lot of different tokens, a lot of different coins, and they all kind of come from the same group of people. And it's nice to see a network, a successful, well-working network like Algorand coming from Italy, and then it works so well, right? And it works really well. Also, the DeFi ecosystem is really starting to bud with projects like this, of course.
For sure, and also you have international kind of organizations, even like the FIFA, which is the organization behind the World Cup of soccer, which is not that famous in the US, but the most famous sport in the rest of the world. It's also all transactions are run by Algorand. So there are bigger institutions that back the technique of it.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
There's also a lot of coming about a lot of real world assets from Algorand as well. So
tell me about that.
Commerce, so whether it's coffee, even property, deeds on the blockchain, coming about, as we speak. And so apart from the real, I mean, it would only make sense, right? Digital reserve commodity on Algorand ecosystem.
And let me I'll take that out of the box a little bit for everybody. So what PolkaGold has done is by issuing some of these tokens, and it's a small percentage of the overall tokens, but some of those are to be released to the Polkadot treasury. And at which point, of course, the Polkadot treasury could dump them all. Probably they won't, but even if they did, they could dump them all. It should only affect the market by max 10%. Who knows? But using it as a reserve currency, letting and bridging the different communities together, I think it's so smart.
Actually, I have to correct you a little bit on there, Bruce, because there's no reserve of PolkaGold that can be released to Polkadot. The only thing they can get for free is the token holder of Polkadot on Algorand. So they can add it to the treasury, but then they still have to buy PolkaGold themselves. So there's nothing in reserve. Everything is released, as we know. The only thing that is now put aside for a little bit, and that's only by community members, is around 8.5% of all PolkaGold released to lock in liquidity for Dalgo, which is going to be released tomorrow. So
and
basically,
that's from the community. Well, thank you for clearing that up. And let's talk a little bit about Dalgo. Of course, I'm excited about that. I'm going to take a position as well in Dalgo. It's backed by PolkaGold, which is backed by Algo, which is backed by dollars and euros, right? I mean, here we are. We have a few layers here. So let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so it's a funny thing, right? Because most meme coins, as we know, there are thousands of them. Somebody creates some, releases a subject amount of it into the crypto world, but never releases the maximum supply of it, right? So then you get these rug pulls that some people buy into it, it goes to the moon, and then the founders think, oh, let's dump these other coins that we still have, which didn't have any intrinsic value to it, basically like printing dollars out of nothing, onto the market, and poof, it goes down. So the big difference with this meme coin is that all the tokens are released, plus what we also mentioned before, this liquidity, which is going to be burned to PolkaGold forever. So that brings that equilibrium back to world. So even if Dalgo goes down, then PolkaGold will get sold to buy more Dalgo and vice versa. So it will also always have like an intrinsic value to it.
It should always have an intrinsic value, not financial advice, all that stuff we're supposed to say. These are highly speculative markets and all that good stuff, but it should have a floor.
And it has, because now the liquidity that's going to be burned is 10% of the total PolkaGold value. So that value is always going to be locked into it. Nothing can change. It's locked with a smart contract. Now we can change it. So every time that the PolkaGold value goes up, also the Dalgo value will go up. So it's a very unique kind of meme coin. It's meant to be funny, a combination of the DOT and Algorand, right? The two communities, the two blue chips, and a funny character. Mm-hmm. But the tokenomics behind it are quite unique. Like there's no meme coin out there where everything is released at once and has this liquidity burned next to it. I remember. I don't know if you're a bit into Polkadot, but they have
I am actually a pretty big guy. I am. Yeah.
You are. So then you're probably aware that you had this DOT is dead meme coin, right? So every DOT holder got some of those meme coins for free,
Yep.
But then they changed the whole tokenomics of it, and the whole thing burned to the ground because it was not valuable anymore, because not all the coins were released at once, and just the team just dumped all this tokens into it. Where here it's just not possible. Every coin is just released at day one.
Yeah, well, not just that. Dead. Another thing, if you recall, remember it was super centralized. So 90% the developer kept. Airdropped them like 5 or 10%, right? And he kept the rest. They spent those $1 million from the treasury. They took $1 million and just, I don't know. I'm not gonna say whoever it was kept the funds, but it, I don't know. It's centralized, to each their own.
Yeah.
But value transparency. So,
I hear you.
And then on top of that, Dalgo, speaking of the tens of meme coins, I mean, even if you think about it from an economic perspective, it's only 100 billion, which I know I'm saying like it's nothing. These meme coins are like in the billions. So
here's what I want you to do, Don. I want you to hop in because you're an important part of the conversation. I want you to try to hop in from your phone. And so go ahead and log off. You can use just the same link and just hop in from your phone, and let's see if that works. Because obviously everybody's going to want to hear what you say. And Eric and I will just continue while you're doing that. Cool? Okay.
Yeah, his connection was not too good.
It wasn't good. Hopefully his phone will probably work better. So it's cool, man. And so 10%. You guys are saying burned, but it's locked. So that is still going to be counted.
Locked, yeah.
It'll still be counted as the market cap for PokerGold. So it's not like it's going to be off the records or something like that. But it's locked by smart contract into this meme coin. I don't even know. I don't even think people get it.
The ratio is locked, right? So so that means that if the ratio change, let's say PokerGold goes to the moon, or Dalgo, let's say Dalgo goes to the moon as a meme coin because everybody's excited and wants to buy it, then automatically also PokerGold will become more valuable because it's locked in the smart contract with that much liquidity. It's like a thing. It's like a vessel that goes up and down.
So wait a minute. Explain that to me again real quick, because there's a certain amount of liquidity that has been locked, but then you're saying a part of the smart contract is it has to stay at 10% or something like this, or what is it?
Let's explain it the most simple way. Let's say it's locked 1-to-1, right?
Right.
And let's say then Dalgo goes to 2 and PokerGold stays at 1. But this locked liquidity pool has to be 1-to-1 still. So if the one goes up in value, then you're selling some of that one that goes to value to buy the other one to become equal again. Yeah. So it's in that range. It will also always, let's say, push each other up and down. That's the best way of explaining it.
I love it, man. And so the Dalgo, this is kind of what I was thinking. It's going to push up the price of. It should push up the price of PokerGold. Because the Dalgo price should go up because it's starting at a floor, and as people buy it, the price should go up. Correct?
Indeed, it's like that. Maybe if I would explain it more in layman's terms, let's say you have, 1 ounce of gold and $1, right? And you say, okay, this 1 ounce of gold and this $1 is now just this moment of time freezed forever. Right. And then tomorrow the gold price goes up double. What then happens in that little pool is that they sell half of the gold to buy that much more dollars to become equal again. So you kind of
we got to clear Don Baruta now. Awesome, much better. I'm glad I should have done that even 5 minutes ago, but I'm glad I did it now.
I'm glad to hear.
Yeah, we were just running through the mechanism, of course, the 10% lock, and how this should rising tide raises all ships. If people are buying this meme coin and it's going up because of it has a floor, obviously has a floor because it's locked, then that should bring the price of PokerGold up as well.
For sure, it will. Not financial advice like you like to say, right? We're all
Yes,
here.
and all that jazz.
Yeah, and all that good stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's coupled, to Polka Gold. So in theory, it should, go up when you acquire Polka Gold to purchase your Dalgo. You
Right.
know, yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
great
and
mechanism,
the thing
guys.
and the thing is that in general, like people get tricked, right? You get kind of phony meme coins. People buy into it. It rises up to the unanimous numbers, and then falls down again because the creators hold back like 90% of the coins with no intrinsic value. Where here that's not possible because everything is released. Even the ones who created Dalgo have to buy it themselves on the market. So it's a
Right.
completely different metric. And then you have all that liquidity locked, which kind of ensures its value itself. So it's totally different than anything out there, basically.
Right. I haven't really, I don't know. I can't think of another one. I'm sure probably, like my dad always says, there's nothing new under the sun. But I don't know. I can't think of when somebody else has done it.
Well,
Yeah,
the other
the
thing.
creators. Yeah, go ahead, Tom.
Well, the other thing about the lock liquidity, it's over 60% of the total supply of Polka Gold, right? So just to give you a small example, if let's say a whale was to sell 1% of the total supply, which is 100,000 Polka Gold right now, the price impact will be less than actually 5%. And the only
Right.
reason why I can say that number is because I've seen it play out, right?
Okay.
If this was any other project, let's just say like a major coin like Shiba Inu, right? It would go down probably like 80 to 90% in value.
Oh yeah, flash crash.
Yeah. So, for a project of this size to, let's just say in market cap, be so tiny to be able to withstand, these major sell-offs. I mean, that's why, me and Eric, we call it the golden tank. Me personally, I think of it as a honey badger. Like it can't be killed in that regard. So that's why we sleep good at night because, yeah, all the lock liquidity.
All right, so I'm going to shift a little bit. We can go back to Dalgo in a minute, but I also want to talk about. I mean, obviously the founders are anonymous, right? So that's always interesting, kind of. So, but it's kind of cool as well. So the founders are anonymous. There is talk as well of putting Polka Gold on derivatives on CoinStore, and since everything is community driven, I mean, is that a conversation that's going on often, or what's the temperature on that? I personally think it would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I think everybody within the community is open for like new ideas and actually for Polka Gold to be on CoinStore, we internally really rallied and we had a lot of subscriptions to CoinStore to get it on their listed.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we support everything they will put out there.
Awesome. Well, I think that's a big move. If when I should say we get that, maybe we'll be able to put the liquidity together from the Dalgo launch. That would be pretty interesting. So just to everything, even that CEX listing was there. It's funny though. I still feel like most people just go to the DEXs. Is that what you find as well, or what is your experience?
Me personally, I think it varies, right? I think a lot of people are intimidated sometimes from, SEX's centralized exchanges. But what can I say? I mean, it's a learning curve, an easy learning curve, I would say, because Eric made I think a 15-second video on how to buy Polka Gold on ParaWallet. And it's been amazing. I've reposted it 1,000 times, right?
Yep.
So it's pretty seamless. Like everything, there's a learning curve, for everyone. But it would be nice, if it was on more centralized exchanges, I would say, just to.
Oh yeah, more for sure.
Yeah, I don't want to
It
say
would-
to ease people in it, but I think for a lot of newbies, you know, for some reason, right, they just feel more comfortable with that. So,
Well, I mean, if you're on Binance, I mean, they don't even let us really trade on Binance over here. So in the US, so if you're on Binance, you basically buy coins on Binance, right? If you're
Yeah.
on Coinbase,
Yeah,
you buy coins on
it makes
Coinbase.
it more accessible for sure, of course, Bruce. But I think that every crypto influencer, YouTube channel, or everyone who's serious about it, the first thing they tell you is to take your crypto off of the centralized exchange into a wallet on your phone or on a hard wallet like a Ledger. We have seen with FTX, of course, last cycle
Voyager.
what can happen if you don't.
Yeah.
So I do understand it makes it more accessible for people to have it on like Binance or Coinbase or whatever it might be. But nevertheless, you still should take it off, put it on, let's say, Para wallet, which is the Algo wallet, which is super easy to operate. Anyway, so
yeah, it is easy. Just adding the asset. So that's that would be the one thing. You got to have a little bit of algo in order to add the asset, in order to put it on there. But other than that, I mean, yeah, it's simple. It's nice, very nice wallet. That
it's super easy. Like basically, you download the Para Algo wallet, you put it on your phone. You have like a code, like you have to write down and put it in your safe. And then you can just buy on KuCoin, Binance, wherever, some Algorand, send it to Para Wallet. It will arrive within a minute, few seconds actually, because it's the fastest and most secure chain out there anyway. And then you can just buy whatever coin you want there.
Well, now because we have the USDC pair, for example, you know, you can even send some USDC over, or some, you know, stasis, right, for example, and do the swap right there too for Polkagold, you know, vice versa. So, you know, there's a lot of different pairs now that are available. So it's not, you know, if you don't want to use Algorand, I mean, it's also fine in that regard. You know, you have options.
True. Now, is that USDC on Ethereum or is USDC on Algorand?
On Algorand, USDC on Algorand. You know, so word of caution: only, you know, send your USDC to the chain.
Yeah, we've all done that.
Only send it on Algorand. And it's, you know, it's interesting, Bruce. We finally got it here in the U.S. By the way, on Coinbase.
Algorand USDC or Algorand?
Yeah. No, Algorand USDC.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it was one of my favorite ways to send, actually, for quite a while. I guess maybe at a certain point, I maybe didn't. I started using something else because maybe it wasn't available on Coinbase. But it's nice that it's on Coinbase. Well, I'll tell you guys, you know, I think that, you know, with the alt season that is impending at this point, you know what I mean? It's like, it is impending. Like it is coming. Algo has a nice run of 10x or so, you know, from here. And then
doesn't even have to go to all-time high to 10x, more or less.
What's that?
It doesn't even have to go to its all-time high to go 10x, right? Like if it goes even bigger than you're golden, literally.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Well, and then the tokens on top of it, of course, you know, they start to fly too. The total crypto market cap, in my opinion, is still laughable, especially for the amount of big money that's come in over the last year.
Well, even if you look at the bigger altcoins, I think let's say January last year, they will almost double what they are now. If you look at Near or Polkadot or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
So and that's not even reaching their all-time high from last cycle. Imagine what it can do next cycle.
I know.
And also, like for me, like I got introduced to Algorand a bit to Polkadot because I was interested in the thing, but I actually always used Algorand to get let's say my profits off the exchanges. So I send it, whatever my Sol, whatever it might be, I change it to Algorand, send it to my bank account and into euros in my case, or dollars, what you want, because it was cheaper and faster and safer.
Yeah.
So it's just a good chain all around.
It is a good chain all around. Now, Don, the connection was a little messed up, so we didn't really get a good intro on you. Tell us a little about yourself. Where are you?
So me, I am based in California. California is home. I got into the crypto space, I want to say back in 2018, but I didn't get fully in it until about 2019. And ever since then, I've just been down the rabbit hole, right? So, yeah, decentralization for me is just like, I look at so many legacy systems and I ask myself, I'm like, why? Why is this so complicated? Right? In every facet of our lives. And so, just like Eric was touching upon, I was first introduced to P Gold via Market Mobster, who's based in the UK. Seen him tweet about it, and I was like, oh, what's this? I looked into it, and I was like, not too sure, but you know what? I'll take a jab at it.
Right.
After, I started seeing a lot of development, a lot of people interested, whatever, but I started reading up more on what it is, right? So with that said, for me, what made it stand out, same thing, every coin was released at Genesis.
Right.
Fair purchase. So the protocol, is a proof of purchase. There's an acquisition cost to every single unit of P Gold, just like there's an acquisition cost to Bitcoin with, the miners, etc. Right?
Yeah.
And so on top of that, it's just been, revolutionary, I would say. And the reason why I say that is because I'm big on freedom, right?
Yep.
And when I mean freedom, let's just think about it objectively, human nature, whatever you want to call it. No one wants to be confined in any way, shape, or form.
Yep.
So, I think to myself and I'm like, Polka Gold, digital gold, a digital commodity, in terms of the team anonymity, it makes sense because it's trustless. Gold does not have a team. Bitcoin does not have a team, right? There's no office. There's no central office. There's no central servers, right? There's no data center who has a monopoly on anything. Maybe the gold reserves that are like in England, just throwing it out there. Who knows? I don't know. These nation states, right? But in this regard, there's no marketing, there's no VC, I am not being paid a single cent to be here. Neither is Eric, right? Neither are you. It's organic. It just, a light bulb went off in my mind and it just clicked. And I was like, hold on. I'm not going to lie. At first I was like, anonymous team, I'm like, but it's honestly withstood the test of time, even though it's so tiny. That's why I call it the golden tank, the honey badger of crypto, because it cannot be killed in that regard. Go ahead.
We have moved up. I'm sure you guys got in a lot sooner than I did, but when I got in, it was right around 1 million. We're at 1.2 at the moment. So pretty nice move from
Still
there.
super early anyway.
Super early.
Well, I think
Still
guys,
super
anything around this mark here, $1 million market cap for what's going on here is a no-brainer.
Ground floor.
Yeah. Ground floor.
In my, personal opinion, anything under $1 is super, super early for a project, this caliber, right? But it's like, that's the thing. I feel like it was good from the start to where we are now with, the all-time high, which was only like 53 cents, I believe, or 54 cents. I don't know. I forget, to where we are now. So, it's outpaced other projects, I would say, in terms of volatility, and it's, withstood. So it's like for something to be so tiny, I mean, I'm here in California, just to give you guys a point of reference. The average home here is $1.4 million for
Yeah, I
starter.
know.
It's crazy,
man.
right?
That's how it is here too.
Yeah. Where are you based at, Bruce?
Washington, D.C.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Same difference. Same difference,
Yeah.
just different
Yeah.
coast. Yeah. So, like it's, a starting family home, that's the average price here. The whole market cap of this project is like that or a little bit less than that, with over 60% of locked and burned TVL forever. I mean, it's kind of mind-boggling. The more, you
Yeah.
look into it. Like, yeah, it's just amazing in that light.
Tell me a little bit about these different guys that I'm looking at here. I mean, are these aren't NFTs? This is just the representation of the meme Dalgo. Is that right?
Yeah, it was more like the whole thing itself, like PokeGold and Dalgo, a community-driven thing. So we kind of within the community on Telegram shared different kind of pictures and memes and so on. We just came to conclusion that it was the best one, and then we just experimented on that more, and here we are.
And we're number PokeGold anyway. What is it? Number 2 in the DeFi Algorand DeFi ecosystem. Is that right? In terms of liquidity and everything.
For sure, it was the most trending and the most and the biggest DeFi coin on Algorand at the moment.
It's only second to Algorand.
Only second to Algorand. That's what I thought. As I said it, I was like, "What do you mean number 2? They're number 1. It's number 1."
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I think we're gonna have a great launch tomorrow. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm glad that we were able to talk and to get this together. I can now push it out on my show and maybe afterwards, and everything else. It'll live in infamy. It'll live in infamy, guys.
For me, like to summarize, Bruce,
yes,
if you
please.
let me, I think that all and over, like people in crypto want to invest in something they believe in and then don't want to get screwed over, right? And
Right.
this is one of the unique projects that has that in it, because you can't get screwed over, because 100% is released, the whole maximum is out there, liquidity is burned, so you have this floor. So this is one of the, let's say, most fair and safe cryptos where you can enter in. So do yourself a favor and buy some.
Do yourself a favor and buy some. And we're going to keep going here for a minute because I want to make sure. So it's dalgo.tech. Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah. Let me update that.
By the way, Bruce, which Dalgo do you identify with, you and Eric, out of the list?
I thought that chick looked pretty nice. I don't identify as her though.
I'm talking about personality-wise. They each have a role.
They each have a role. I didn't have time to read it. The CFO. Who do we got? We got the excavation. Did I take this off? Let me share it again. So I'm looking at it here. We have. Here we go. Hold on. It's dalgo.tech. Let me finish this. Dalgo.tech. Boom. Bam. Dalgo.tech. Okay. So we have El Dalgo the Suave. He's the founder and CEO. Well, this is obviously me. I mean, look.
Yeah. Dress down to the suit.
Then you have, yeah, you're right. There you go. He's even got one of those things hanging out of his pocket there, the handkerchiefs. Dalgo the tech. He's the tech lead. We have Digger Dalgo, evacuation operator, from digging in the dirt to striking crypto gold. Dalgo, the P Gold collector. She is the CFO. We have P Gold, the Dalgo collector, CFO as well, of buying P Gold and buy Dalgo. We have Dalgo the staker. I love it. I actually wanted to ask you. I'm going to add. That's my next question is about staking. Dalgo the staker. Stake P Gold, buy Dalgo, and eat steak dinners. When it comes to steak, he's the frog with the gourmet touch. Dalgo the staker is the gourmet expert and staking enthusiast of the team with the passion for fine dining. Dalgo The staker shows the community how to stake Dalgo and turn their past rewards into a delightful feast of Dalgo and the finest steak dinners. The Dalgo lives in Cometa because when you're Dalgo the staker, every reward is served with a side gourmet of goodness. Talk to me a little bit about the staking. How does that work for everybody?
So staking on Cometa is probably the most seamless. So there's 2 staking rewards on there for P Gold. The first one, if my memory serves me correct, right now the APR is about 20% with 20-hour lockups. So what you do for that is you go to cometa.farm. You got to make sure you're in the right URL, by the way. I don't want anyone to get scammed or phished. So, for example, right, you go to Cometa, you connect either your Para or DFly wallet, right, with your P Gold on there, and you allocate whatever amount of P Gold you want, and there's a 20-hour lockup. So after that 20 hours, you have the choice to unstake, so you reap your reward, or you compound it and you let it sit for another 20 hours. Now, there's also another staking protocol on there that is a 300-day lockup. Okay, so now with that one, I believe currently it's about 42% APR, something mind-boggling. Definitely outpacing fiat currency in every regard, right?
Right.
In terms of savings. So for that one, you have to wait 300 days. You don't do anything. Just let it sit. And after the 300 days, you collect your interest. And Eric is our expert Polka Gold farmer. So he knows how the farming works better than me on Tinyman. Eric,
how do you farm? How do I become a farmer?
Yeah. So basically, this is the easiest way, right? Most people will have their Polka Gold or Algo in either Para wallet or one of the Elrond wallets. You just connect and click farm and go. And the second thing is you have Tinyman, which is like another platform of Algorand where you can farm and reap rewards, basically. What they basically do there is they actually kind of mimic these forever locked liquidities. So what you do there is you put in Algorand, that's the same amount as Polka Gold, and you put it in a pool. And then when people trade Algorand or Polka Gold, you get a percentage of the trading volume of that. And next to that, the Algorand Foundation also gives you rewards of having liquidity in that pool, as does the Polka Gold team itself. So basically, you can currently get something around 50% APR, which is then paid out in Algorand and Polka Gold. So you don't only get Polka Gold, but also Algorand back, and you get percent of the trading volume.
Nice.
So it's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, you have to help me out getting that set up.
So basically, just go to Tinyman, and then again, you connect your Para wallet.
Tinyman. What's that?
Tinyman.org.
What is it?
Tinyman.org.
Tinyman.org.
And they have more like liquidity pools between Algorand and USDT, several ones.
Okay, so here we are, tinyman.org.
So you connect it to your, let's say, Para wallet, and then the same thing happens as with Cometa, but you can, let's say, enter into liquidity pool. So you add, I think at the bottom one, you can change the USDC to Polka Gold. And then you can.
Yeah, I'm sure you can. I'm just not.
Yeah, you can.
Probably
just click.
Probably
just
just
click
have
and type it.
Probably have to connect my wallet.
No. You can do it even right now.
All right. How do I do it? Like that?
Yeah, and then do a backspace.
Oh, okay.
Let me see. Then you can search. You can search for the whatchamacallit, the asset. Let me see.
The pair, but probably you still have first to connect your wallet. But basically, what you do is you match
right,
the amount of Algorand and the other asset, in this case, Polka Gold.
Yeah.
And then you get these rewards.
Okay.
So for this to work, you also would need Algorand, cannot
Yeah.
only do it with Poker Gold alone.
Oh, okay. So you enter in the pool with like a pairing.
It's like a 50-50 split, yeah.
Got it.
But the
So
benefit
they-
is that you also then get paid out in Algorand. So basically, you get two assets back, Algorand and Poker Gold.
And what kind of payouts can you expect on that?
It's 50% API at the moment, so that's huge
50% per year.
per year. So
Right.
if you would hold, let's say, 1,000 Algorand and 1,000 worth of Poker Gold in the same pool, then you will get 1,500 Algorand and 1,500 Poker Gold to that extent over a year. So you get 50% on your dollar,
Nice.
which is quite a lot.
It's a lot.
Just on a side note, I'd recommend you actually do it on your phone. That way it connects easier to the wallet, because if you do it on your browser on the computer, you have to create, it's going to redirect you to your mobile phone in a nutshell. So it's easier if you do it via Tinyman on your phone and use your Parawallet instead of the web browser.
Well, with my experience that I just had right there, I would agree with you.
Yeah. So I just wanted to throw that out there real quick. I don't want you thinking it's not working or it's down or anything like that.
Do it on the mobile.
Yeah.
So Dalgo.tech, big launch tomorrow. When did Poker Gold launch? How long ago? When did you?
It was back in November 17th
November.
of 2023 or 15th. I forget, one of those.
So not even 1 year old.
Poker Gold, yeah, November
Yeah, Poker
23, something like that, yeah.
Some one of those.
Yeah. November 23. So we're getting up there. Awesome. Well, guys, I think it's really cool. Obviously, I'm a big supporter. I've been talking about it every day. So we're going to continue pushing it. Looking for a good launch on Dalgo. Can't wait to get some of that as well. And I'm going to start farming too. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah, that sounds
Eric's
good.
your
We should reconnect in let's say 6 months and see how we're doing.
We can reconnect in 6 months, or we can reconnect in a week or something like that. This, of course, was a longer segment. I wanted to go ahead and take some time and talk about it so that we have something that people can look at and say, okay, these guys are involved and they're pushing through this. And sometimes people just listen to stuff in the background. We're on TV as well, so like when you're on TV, people turn the TV on and it just kind of goes in the background. And it's a different experience than watching on the phone or having it on your headphones or something like that. So sometimes just a longer segment is important, but we can also just do a 7-minute or 10-minute segment. Don't think you're always in for an hour long.
Yeah, we could always do the catch up, the brief, the weekend review of Poker Gold for sure.
Yeah. Maybe we'll swing back. Let's see. Let's have a great launch, and then maybe we'll swing back in a week or so.
Sounds good. Well, thanks for your time now, and then let's see those green candles coming.
You got it, brother. All right, talk soon, guys.
Again, Bruce.
Cheers.
Take care.
See ya.